the card. Poor Carlito's getting overlooked, I think.
Of course, the Monday Night War took up a lot of our discussion time tonight, and we will indeed be giving more attention in the coming weeks to ROH, FCW and NXT, the places where those young stars are developing. Now, R-Truth and David Otunga defeated The Miz and Daniel Bryan. I watched this, and I would say that David Otunga is a guy that, he looked to be a little bit more... He was working harder, at least, or perhaps that was just Miz fooling me by bumping a lot. But David Otunga certainly looking a bit more impressive.
Yeah, he was a lot more solid this week, and following through with those maneuvers and staying on top of it, as opposed to. I thought the last 2 weeks he was kind of very slow and quick on not quick on the uptake and to follow up on stuff, and quite a lot of botches got on there on his behalf too. But yeah, very much improved this week. And again, Daniel Bryan was phenomenal to watch, and I think it's good to see the focus still on him.
That was NXT, and we have limited time, so we're going to quickly go through some of the stories that were in the dirt sheets this week. The Monday Night War took up so much time this week.
Yeah, it's probably we covered so much in it. It's a dirt sheet in itself, really, isn't it? Yeah, it was a great week for wrestling and all, and going forward, it'll be interesting to see what happens this coming week, and the two shows again going head to head on Monday night, and we'll look forward to reporting next week and all that too, I think.
Absolutely. Join us here next week and get the full podcast at iTunes. Thank you so much for listening tonight. Not quite done yet. There's some more news for you. Certainly, we know that you're all smart fans and you keep up to date on the product and the storylines, and as well as the news. But interesting that it's being speculated now that WWE and Ultimate Warrior may have in fact come to some sort of agreement. I certainly saw a lot of rebuffs of this story. People say it's not true, but apparently in the opening montage this week, Ultimate Warrior was in fact placed in there, and a lot of speculation. People now wondering, is he in fact going to be in the Hall of Fame this year? Very, very surprising.
Yeah, I think they took Flair out of the opening credits, wasn't it? From his.
That's right.
Yeah, I think it would be cool to see Warrior back, as long as he stays away from the preaching of the whole Warrior gimmick that he's still working. But yeah, I'm down with Warrior back at the Hall of Fame. It'd be very strange, especially after that DVD and the whole complete bashing of him. But yeah, it would make for an interesting night, definitely.
And indeed, it's worth noting that Shawn Michaels isn't advertised for any shows past the night after Wrestlemania, when Raw emanates from the US Airways Center in Phoenix, Arizona. Maybe an answer. We know that Shawn Michaels takes the summer off a lot, but perhaps he may not be back this time. I certainly don't think it's the last we've seen of the Heartbreak Kid. Also, in an interview with Al Norton of 411mania.com, we referred to this earlier, Maria Kanellis is discussing her surprising departure from WWE, apparently with a new album now, and going to be on the Celebrity Apprentice. Not much to say about that. And also, another interesting story here was that, some interesting information regarding Bret Hart's post-WrestleMania plans. It was revealed that Bret's current run would culminate at WrestleMania, but he will be continuing on with the company past the annual pay-per-view spectacular. And more news then, Awesome Kong's profile was briefly deleted from TNA's website, but placed back a while later. Still no clearer on Awesome Kong's position. And other than that, we've got Charlie Haas talking about an ongoing nightmare. We've got Warriors Hall of Fame chances. NXT suffering a significant ratings drop. A very brief wrap up of the dirt sheets this week. We're not going anywhere on Justin.tv for a moment, but just to wrap up the podcast segment, I want to say thank you for listening, and indeed tune in to us next week. That's bye from myself, Darren.
And me, Stephen. Thank you.